Hey guys, just got a quick one for you today. Just something really short, talking about what we're planning on doing here in the next couple of weeks. Some of the videos that I plan on making and things I plan on talking about. Hopefully you'll hit me up in the comments, come and tell me some of the things maybe you want to hear about, some things that maybe you want to talk about. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and stay tuned because kenfuTV starts right now. Boom. All right, we're back in the studio. So today, talking about the things that we're going to be talking about. So as I go through my day, there's a lot of things in my mind that I think about, or I come out of class thinking about different things, and so I've been jotting them in my phone so that I can kind of continue to roll these out as time comes. I'll sit down, talk about some of this stuff, hash it into a video, and throw it up for you guys to take a look at. Now, that said, even from the beginning, I don't want this to be one directional. So if there's things that you want to hear about, or things when I'm doing some of the Ken Shares Kenfu stuff, and maybe I'll talk about that here in just a second, and you see something that you want me to talk about, let me know. Hit me up in the comments, do all that whole thing, and I'll try to see if I can put together some of this video so that it's, I don't want it to just be useful for me. I want it to be useful for everybody. I'm just sharing what I've got, and that's the whole plan. So, basically some of the kind of things that I'm looking at right now is maybe even just something as simple as like, why haven't you started training yet? Some of the people who find this channel won't have even started training. They've been wanting to. They keep finding reasons not to. And so I want to talk about that. And I'm just going to dump this thing, right? So I want to talk about things like things that I wish I would have done when I started training. Things I look back and I try to encourage now my students and friends to do because I didn't get to, or not even get to. I didn't do it. I didn't think to. And I think that creates issues, right? Because you have all these great things and you look back and you go, if only I had. And I'm not going to spoil it. So there's a lot of things I want to talk about in that. So I'll throw that together. Things that I'm glad that I did. So do some talking about things that I did do that I'm really happy that I did. And we'll kind of go over that. Got some technical, some principle-based stuff, some ideas of how technique functions, certain ways of approaching certain types of technique, as well as some of the more maybe philosophical or etiquette-based, some of the structural stuff inside of the martial arts and kind of how all that works. As years go by as a teacher, I learn things or come to appreciate things that maybe it wasn't easy to appreciate as a student until later. And so I want to talk about some of that stuff. But let's roll back. I mentioned Ken Shares Kenfu. So if you look at the channel, you're going to see some playlists. And in those playlists, I've got basically 4 coming up. I've got Ken Learns Kenfu, and that's going to be me talking about the stuff that I'm kind of discovering as this journey continues and the process continues. Because I'm not done, far from it. This is actually partially to chronicle that. And as we go through it, and I share it and work through that process, I want to share it with you guys, and that's Ken Learns Kenfu. But then there's also going to be Ken Shares Kenfu, and hopefully that's going to be more technique-based, some snippets from things taking place in the dojo, and just sharing the stuff that I teach now, the stuff that I believe in, the stuff that I think is valid and should be explored. But I mentioned 4, so we've got 2 more. Brewing Budo. That's going to be more of a situation, kind of a video podcast kind of deal. Sit down with somebody, have a beer, have a tea, something that you brewing Budo, and then talk martial arts, talk about different topics, go over things, and kind of let that, because it shouldn't just be me talking. I'm not the only person around. I know some great people. It'll be great to sit down, talk to people, share what we've got, and just to have a conversation. And then last, things Ken likes. So I like stuff. I like trying things out, and I should say I like trying products out, or tools, or gear, or whatever. And so things Ken likes is going to be my way of reviewing things in a non-formal, non-official kind of way. Just basically, hey, this is something that I like. Let me tell you about why I like it. Because, I've been fortunate. I've gotten to play with a lot of cool stuff. I really enjoy researching stuff and finding out what makes it good and then trying it out. And so I found things that I like and things that work really well. And so, yeah, occasionally I'll tickle that itch and I'll share some stuff like that. Like right now you can go hit I'll see if we can try this YouTube thing where you like over here will be a link to the quick, just short promo showing off, well, it's in my pocket, this pen right here. So this is the TI, they probably went super dark. Gotta keep it back in the light. This pen right here is the TI Ultra Pen. Go into it a little bit, but basically, ink refill pen that has kind of a chuck mechanism that lets you chuck down on just about any refill you can get your hands on, which is super rad because maybe you love your certain type of refill, but you hate the pen it comes in. But also swap this whole thing out for a fountain pen so you can run your inks through fountain pens, stuff like that. Made of titanium, big idea design, super rad, and just did kind of a quick no talking unboxing and threw that up as the first Things Ken Likes video. So that's kind of the breakdown of how these things will work, like kind of how I'm going to categorize that. And so each time a video comes out, it'll be tossed in one of those playlists and you can check it out. So anyway, make sure you hit the bell. This channel's just getting started, so as I release videos, I'm going to try to be super consistent, but the bell's going to help make sure you know when they come out. If you haven't subscribed already, thanks for watching to this point. I've been talking for a minute now, so subscribe, huh? That'd be awesome. And share these videos. Let people know if you like it, if you think someone will like it, share it and get it out there. And so we can kind of build a community where people can have hopefully some back and forth conversation and we can go on this crazy Marshall journey together. That's it for today.